Hello and welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. My name is Sam and today's video is going to be a giant collab. Now, I was asked to do this collab by Beck from Beck X Reads, I believe is her channel name on here. She is like the queen of collabs. She always comes up with the most unique ways and she always finds people that I have never heard of. So I love when she does these collabs because I find new people to watch. Now, this collab, we are taking ABCs of romance, and we kind of had, you know, free reign creativity on what we wanted to do. And I know some people are doing historical romances, book characters that name starts with each letter of the alphabet. I know there are people doing some on fantasy romances. So I'll try to remember to have the playlist that she has created down below so you can go and watch all of these and hopefully get some really good book recs. But for me, I chose, because I thought this was kind of the easiest, I'm going to give you a trope that starts with that letter of the alphabet and then a book to go along with it. Now, since there will be 26 books that I'm going to talk about, we're rapid fire throughing these. That is not a word. We are going to rapid fire through these because I yap and no one wants to be here all day. Okay, so the first one we're going to go with is A, age gap. And for that one, I chose All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. For B, I chose Brother's Best Friend. In this one, I'm going to go with Endgame by Indy Valentine. This is also book one in a series, and it is a baseball romance. And then for C, I chose college romance. Honestly, I kind of just wanted a reason to recommend this book again because it's been a while since I brought it out, okay? The Hookup by Kristen Callahan. I love this book so much. Here I am. I'm going to yap a little bit, okay? So, football romance following Drew Baylor and I believe her name is Anna. Yeah, they are also kind of opposites attract, but listen, Drew Baylor, I love me some Drew Baylor. Okay, let's see. For D, I chose dark romance. And for this, I just wrote on my paper, Nina G. Jones. So really any book by Nina G. Jones, she is so good at writing dark romance. The two that I have read and loved is Take Me With You, which is a captive set, I believe, in the 70s or 80s, and it is, I'm telling you, it's dark. It is very dark, probably one of the darkest books that I have ever read. And then I also read Debt by her years ago and really loved it. This is one that I would like to revisit though. I think this one plays with our heroine wants to be, she has fantasies of being R-worded. I don't know how much I can like say on here. Sexually assaulted, like that's one of her fantasies. And then the hero steps in and it's, yeah, I think if I'm remembering correctly. But if you haven't read Nina G. Jones and you like dark romances, check her out. And so E, we have Enemies to Lovers, and I chose The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. This is another one, if you've been on my channel for quite a while, you know I love this book so much. It's set in a very small town, Alaska, grumpy sunshine, just a beautiful book. Beautiful book. This is really going to be a test also to see if I remember my ABCs in order. I do have it written out here, but I'm trying to go quickly. So E, we have F. I chose fantasy romance, and this one is just on my mind lately because the sequel is coming out in May, I believe. I don't remember when in May, but I know it's sometime in May. This is A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle Jensen. This is a Norse-inspired fantasy romance. I had so much fun while reading this one. Highly recommend if you have not read it. And I believe this is, I think it might just be a duet. So book two, like I said, coming out in May, so you don't have to wait long. Okay, then we have G. Good Girl, Bad Boy is what I chose for this one. No one's gonna be surprised right now, okay? Sunday Morning by Julie Ann. I have recommended this book in, I think, every video that I have done recently. And I love it so much. Okay, that is a testament to how much I truly enjoyed this book. Preacher's Daughter. This is the first book in a series. The hero is also our heroine's boyfriend's older brother, so a bit forbidden as well. Just so freaking good, okay? Then we have H, and I chose hockey romance. I really wanted to put in a different romance. I will talk about that in May, but it's not out yet, and like arcs aren't even out. I got to beta read it. It's from McKay Marie. It is a hockey romance, and I loved it, but I'll talk about that in other videos, actually in May when it's out. So I chose Home Game by Odette Stone. I know that hockey romances are so popular, and I feel like this series really does not get the hype that it deserves. This one is following a hockey player, obviously, and a homeless woman who she helps him with some of his finances, and they really become friends at first. He moves her in with him because she doesn't have a place to go. She's homeless, and things go from there. This is a beautiful kind of slow burn romance, and if you want a good hockey romance with some emotion to it, this one is so freaking good. All right, for I think I chose probably everyone's most hated trope, which is insta-love. Now, listen, I love me a good insta-love sometimes, okay? I've got to be in the mood for it, and I know the authors to go to for a good insta-love story, okay? I know what I'm getting into. I'm going to recommend an entire series to you, and that is the Until series by Aurora Rose Reynolds. This one is a bind up of the first 4 books in the series. So we have Until November, Until Trevor, Until Lily, and Until Nico. This follows, they are brothers, and it follows their love stories. And then there's also a like second generation where it follows all of their children. And I am in deep, I am caught up with every single book that comes out. When a new one comes in, I read it immediately, okay? So if you like a good alpha hero and also a very, this is gonna sound kind of insulting, but a sort of formulaic story, if you wanna know what you're gonna get because she's wrote it before, this one. They're so entertaining, okay? Honestly, they're very entertaining. Okay. Then I have J. This one I feel like I probably could have found something a little more creative, but I just went with jock. So a jock hero or jock heroine. I chose Merit by Devney Perry. This is the final book in her Treasure State Wildcat series. It is a new adult college romance. Our hero is he's a really good football player, and it follows his sort of childhood best friend, but they were enemies, and his mother is dying, and it's like her wish that she wants to see her children happy before she passes. So they agree to sort of fake date for his mother's sake. And then is it really fake? Not really. Okay, next up we have K. And for K, I chose Kidnapped. I'm going to throw it back. This is an oldie, but a goodie. Twisted Pride by Cora Reilly. Man, I love this book, and if you have not met Remo yet, you need to meet Remo. This is also a mafia romance, and Remo kidnaps Serafina on her wedding day, and it does not go over well, but she can't resist Remo. She cannot resist him. Love this book so much. Love it. I think it's like book 2 or 3 in a series. Highly recommend though. Please read it. Okay, what do we have next? Ooh, Elle, Love Triangle. I chose Something in the Way, or is that the name of the series? I feel like it's not. Lake and Manning series by Jessica Hawkins. When I tell you I flew through these books, but they made me so freaking mad. So Lake meets Manning first, but he's a bit older than her. But then he starts dating her older sister, and they end up in a relationship together, like they're engaged or married, one of the two. I don't remember. It's been a little bit since I've read it, but all the while they still have feelings for each other. This is messy. It's angsty. It's gonna make you mad, but ooh, It's so good. It's so good. Jessica Hawkins does a lot of really good love triangles. So if you haven't read her, do that. Okay, then we have M. I chose Marriage of Convenience for this, and I chose The Favor by Suzanne Wright. This is another one that I read years ago, really, really liked it. I remember that the hero is super possessive in this as well. And that's kind of all I remember about it. I think it's maybe enemies to lovers a little bit too. I don't know. This is one that I should revisit. And then N, I chose Nanny Romance. And I put a little twist on this one because Rafe by Rebekah Weatherspoon is a male nanny. And this one is super spicy. It explores some scenes and things that I had never read before, like sexy time scenes. Very entertaining, and a hot male nanny. What more could you ask for? Then we have O. Now for O, I went back and forth on this one, whether or not I wanted to choose an opposites attract, but ultimately I went with Oops Baby. So surprise baby. I already had something for S, so I wanted to fit in my favorite trope, and this is where I did it, okay? Reckless by Elsie Silver. I feel like this is a book where if you don't like this trope, I think you'll still like this book. Like Elsie might change your mind on the trope, okay? Theo and Winter. Ugh, it's so good, okay? I don't really even need to go into any more discussion here because it's good. I meant detail, not discussion. I'm trying to get through this and I'm hungry, so... Okay, what do we have next here? Ooh, okay. P, Protective Hero. This is one that I read recently and flew through it. I literally just looked at it here. Empire of Temptation by Mila Finelli. This is book 1 in her like New York Mafia series. The hero in here, very, very protective, very possessive. He was good. And the spice in here, so good. Okay, for Q, I had a hard time, okay? Because I didn't know if I wanted to do like some sort of quest, but ultimately I went with an MM romance, so LGBTQ plus. And the MM romance that I think you should read is Someday Someday by Emma Scott. She did this so well. The emotion in here in this story really, really packs a punch. There is a trigger warning in here for addiction. So just be wary of that if that's something that you are triggered by. The story is just so emotional and heartbreaking, but I mean, they come out on top because this is a love story. So Emma Scott really just puts you through the ringer in her stories, and this one was no different. It's so freaking good. Okay, and then we have R, and I chose a royalty romance, and for that one I chose A Nordic King by Karina Halle. This one is also a nanny romance. She goes to this small little like country, I forget exactly where, Copenhagen, the royal palace in Copenhagen, yeah, and she is the nanny to the king, his daughters, and she's hiding some secrets, and he's very cold, very standoffish. He doesn't really want to have a lot to do with her at first, but you know, she breaks down all of his walls. This is so good. Okay, what do we have next? Single Dad. S, Single Dad. So I chose Ignite by Melanie Harlow. This is one that I loved when I read it, and I feel like I haven't recommended it to you in quite a while. This is a firefighter and his neighbor falling in love. He, like I said, single dad. I believe he has 2 daughters, maybe, and they meet in a very hilarious way. Grumpy Sunshine, I can't remember if I said that, but definitely Grumpy Sunshine. All right, then for T, I chose Time Travel, and I'm going to recommend you 2 books that made it onto my favorites list for 2024. Right? Was it 2024 or 2023? I don't remember. I think it was 2023. This is book 3 and 4 in Elizabeth O'Roark or Elle O'Roark's time travel series, parallel series. So the first book is Parallel, and then Intersect is book 2, and then these take place before those 2 books, but you're meant to read them after the first 2 books, which I didn't do. But I freaking loved these so much. Our heroine goes back in time to Paris in like the 1940s. And what happened in the 1940s in Europe, across all of Europe? Yeah, the Germans, World War II. So I sobbed in this book. Oh my God. But I will say this does have, it doesn't have like an HEA. But if you read, there's a short story that goes along with this that you have to read separately. And it kind of has like an HEA in that, a very unconventional HEA. But these books, I think about them all the time. They're so freaking good. Oh my God. I love them so much. Okay, what do we have next? We have You. And for this one, I chose Unrequited Love. And you all know my love for this book, Unbreak My Heart by Nicole Jacqueline. This is so angsty. She has sort of been in love with her best friend's husband. And in the beginning of this book, her best friend passes. And so she has to step in and help him out, taking care of their many, many children. Okay, because he is a widower and he's also in the army. So he goes away a lot, he deploys a lot. So our heroine in here really steps in to help him out. And his feelings towards her are, he's going through a lot, okay? He's a jerk. He comes around though, okay? I love that book so freaking much. Okay, then we have V. And for this one, I chose like a Vegas marriage, or What Happens in Vegas. Play Along by Liz Tom 40. You guys, Isaiah Rhodes, I love him so much. I freaking love this book, okay? Definitely a What Happens in Vegas. Doesn't stay in Vegas, okay? So W, we have Workplace Romance. Now, this one I've already talked about this author, but I love this book. And this was the first book that popped into my head when I thought workplace romance. Luna and the Lie by Mariana Zapata. Our hero and heroine in here work in a like car shop, body shop. And this is also grumpy sunshine, as most Mariana Zapatas are, very slow burn. And it is an age gap. I really, really love this book. It's one of my favorites by Mariana Zapata. All right, then we have X, and I chose like X, you know, whether that be like you're dating a sibling's ex or a friend's ex. So I chose Sister's Ex, and this is Sweet Chaos by Emery Rose. I read this, I don't remember when I read this, but I really enjoyed it. And I had previously read some books by this author and not totally loved them, but I did really like this one. And it is one where you can definitely tell that they should have been together the whole time, but they just couldn't be. So this was really good, angsty, emotional, just very entertaining, honestly. Okay, now for Y, I had a hard time trying to find a trope for Y. And the one that I looked up on Google, Y and Z, honestly, both of these, I'm like, what the heck? So I saw I forget where I found this trope, but it had like a whole list of tropes. And for Y, they had a yo-yo, or will they, won't they? And I'm like, okay, I can work with that. And I chose A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner, because this is definitely a will they, won't they. This book is so freaking angsty. It's emotional. These characters go through so much. This follows them when they're in high school and then college and then through marriages and different relationships. And it just, she puts you through the ringer, okay? But will they, won't they? I don't know. You'll have to find out. And then Z, this one I'm stretching it here, okay? And this was the only one that I was like, I don't know, because a lot of the tropes that I looked up for Z was like zombie romance. And I'm like, I've never read a zombie book in my life. But then I saw, and I hate this word. I freaking hate this word so much. And I feel so just saying it. Zaddy. Okay? It's nasty. I don't like that word. And I think that the man that I chose for this, he would probably think it's a little like cringe, but I think he would like his girl calling him that, and he would secretly like being called this, okay? And I chose Cade from Heartless, okay? Because he is that, okay? I love Cade. Willa and Cade. This is single dad, grumpy sunshine, nanny romance. Just read it, okay? Small town, cowboy. Ugh, it's perfection. So yeah, okay. That is all that I have for this video. Don't forget to check everyone else out in the playlist down below. And if you have made it to this point in the video and you'd like to let me know, leave me a what emoji? Leave me a cowboy hat emoji in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.